And our own Assemblyman Vince Fong joining us now, kind of previewing that whole event and what else he's working on. You got a lot actually going on.
A lot going on.
All right, Vince, thanks for coming in.
No, thank you for having me.
Man, all right, so first of all, the Lincoln dinner tonight. Let's talk about it.
Well, we got Congressman Dan Crenshaw coming. He is a dynamic young leader in the Republican Party, and one thing that we've always kind of prided ourselves in Kern County is bringing kind of the faces of the Republican Party that you haven't heard of.
Well, and he was brought in the spotlight because of Saturday Night Live when they made fun of him, and then he got to come back on and kind of get the last word.
Absolutely, and his response was perfect. He took the high road, and he called a lot of attention to how we can improve our civic discourse, but also propose real solutions to the problems that our country faces.
Is there any more tickets to that event tonight?
I believe so. So I called the Republican Party, and I think there are like a few left. So if you want to get tickets, certainly call today.
Well, you're working on a lot at the state. First off, the one that affects, I think, everybody, the DMV.
Yes.
When are we going to hear about this audit coming out? Because now there's somebody new who just jumped into the ring over at the DMV.
Absolutely. Well, it's I think the second interim director that has come in. Certainly, there's a lot of mismanagement issues at the DMV. And the challenge with the DMV is that every Californian has to interact with the DMV. And the DMV is the one agency that I can't believe that they're the one agency that says don't come into the DMV.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so we now have these new revelations that there's all these motor voter challenges and flawed and mistaken voter registrations. And so we have to get to the bottom of it. We've asked for an audit to be called. There is a joint audit committee in the Assembly. It is chaired by Assemblyman Rudy Salas. And so we are calling for an emergency hearing to be heard in March. These audits are done by the state auditor, completely independent.
How long do you think that audit? How long will
we will give them. We have a list of questions that we want to be reviewed. What was the problem? I mean, the motor voter program proceeded even though elections officials throughout the state of California said it wasn't ready. And they knew the problems existed, and they still moved forward.
Right.
So the audit committee can approve an audit. It doesn't have to be approved by the governor, so that's why it's so important to get this done. Before we start investing money into fixing these problems, we got to figure out what's wrong first.
Well, speaking of the governor, and he brought up money.
Yes.
He announced that he's cutting down the whole high-speed rail, but it's still going to be working from Bakersfield up to Merced. So how do you see that working for us, for Bakersfield?
Well, the governor has given some mixed signals.
Okay.
In his State of the State speech, he did try to downsize the project, but then the day after he gave the speech, he said, I didn't really mean it. We're still going to proceed forward with what was fully intended. But my belief is this. Whatever he intended, if he wants to downsize the project, it wasn't what the voters were told in 2008.
No, he's supposed to go all the way from L.A. up to San Francisco.
Exactly, a complete bait and switch. In my opinion, we have to be honest with Californians. If we are going to change the program, then let them revote.
If it changes, let me bring this up because I know President Trump wants that money back that was sent. Do you think that should go back, or how do you see this work? So the views of the high-speed rail, bipartisan views, have shown that there's no trust in the high-speed rail authority. And so the federal government has now forced to look at the project and say, should we continue to throw hard-earned tax dollars into this program? And they've concluded that they can't continue to do that. I believe that we should redirect the money, take the money and reinvest it in the Central Valley, but use it for road infrastructure, water storage, the things that would really improve the Central Valley. That's what we need. All right. Vince Fong, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great time at the Lincoln dinner tonight. We will be right back.